Hi, I'm RoyZesch.REALTOR. Today I want to talk to you about whether you should rent or buy. There's an old saying going around, you probably heard it, from people that say if you rent a house that you're throwing your money away. And that's just simply not true. When you rent a house, you're paying extra, and you are paying extra, but you're paying extra for convenience. You get something for that. Do you ever go to the convenience store instead of going to the grocery store? Well, most of the time at the convenience store you're going to pay more than you will if you go to the grocery store, but you go there for convenience. The same thing with renting versus buying. If you're renting a house, you're paying extra for convenience, for flexibility. So renting a house is great for a person who's not going to be somewhere very long, doesn't know how long they're going to be there, who has a job situation that's unstable. It's a reason that all college students, or virtually all college students, rent. It fits the situation they're in. So you want to make sure if you make a decision to buy a house that you make it for the right reasons. Buying can be a great thing. If you buy a house, it can go up in value. Sometimes, there's a time where people said they always do, but they don't always. And if you get ready to sell it, and you can make money on it, then it can be a great deal. But just make sure you're making an informed decision. So while we're on that subject, let's talk about that a little. Houses always go up in value, right? Well, over the long run, typically they do. Due to inflation, the government printing more money, the houses are going to go up in value. So the house you buy for $100,000 today may be worth $150,000 in 10 or 15 years, very possibly. There's no guarantees on that. But the thing is, when you buy a house, you're committed to that house. You have bought that house, you're literally at that point committed to that house for life. Now, granted, you can turn around and decide to sell it, but when you sell it, you've got to be able to get enough money for it to pay off your debt on it and those kind of things. So you really made a semi-lifetime commitment, even though, again, you don't have to stay in it that long. It's not saying that you have to stay there forever. So renting can fit if your job situation's unstable, you don't have your financial stability built up where it needs to be, you don't have money saved up for down payments, for all the things that it takes to get into a house. So be prepared for that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you've got a job that you're going to be here and you don't know how long, 2 years, whatever, it doesn't always make sense to buy a house. Buying a house, the rule of thumb is that if you're going to stay in a house 5 years or more, then it's probably a good time to buy. So those are just some things to think about. The other things about are your financial position. Are you financially stable? Is your credit in good shape? Will you be able to qualify for the loan on the house? Because if you can't get the loan, you have an issue, and if your credit's coming up, you may be better off to wait a period of time and get a better interest rate on the loan. And the other part of that is money saved for down payments. Buying a house costs money, and the more you have saved to put into the process, the less you're going to pay for other things in the long run. So if you can get to a 20% down payment, that will make you get rid of what's called mortgage interest payments. So that's something, anytime you get over 80% of the value of the house that's borrowed, then your lender will make you pay mortgage insurance. So that's an additional fee that you literally are throwing away every month if you don't have 20%. But getting 20% of the cost of a house takes a very disciplined approach to life. So you got to think about that. So a stable financial situation, you know what you need in a house. If your housing situation's soon to change, you may want to wait a period of time. So don't be in a big rush. Don't feel like you're throwing your money away if you're renting a house. But when the time comes that you're ready to buy a house, you're financially stable, you're on your feet, your credit score is where you need it to be to qualify the house, you've got the money saved up for the down payment, then go ahead. Buying a house can be a great thing. It can be rewarding. It's a place to live. You can raise your family. You can do all these wonderful things in, and that's a really good thing to do. So I'm not against buying houses. Obviously, I sell houses. So just make sure that the timing is right for you. You don't jump into something because someone told you it was something you have to do or you need to do it right now. You're not throwing your money away when you're renting a house. So anyway, if you've got any questions about that, give me a call, RoyZesch.REALTOR, 325-268-0775. Thank you.